No, no, no. We first need to review the history part. You know how this land became Orange County? Now, who wants to start?
Come on, guys. This is really very interesting history because it's about Southern California, right here, our home. Did you realize at first they were only Juanino and Gabrielino Indians living right here?
Yeah, I knew that. I read that they were peaceful Indians and just lived off land, which I guess means they ate what was already here. They probably did a lot of hunting and fishing. I bet they used real bows and arrows and real spears to catch fish. The women cooked their food over an open fire and ground up acorns to make a cereal called rouge. They lived in huts called quichos made of willow branches and tortillas. Just as children do today, the youngsters in the Juanino tribe had childhood tradition. When a baby tooth came out, the child waited until dusk, faced the setting sun, and threw the tooth to the west. I guess there was no tooth fairy in the Juanino tribe. Wait a minute! How come it's called Orange County anyway? I don't think anything orange. What's orange? Why wasn't it called Indian County? Well, because it wasn't called Orange County when the Indians lived here. The name Orange County came many years later, when the farmers discovered what good soil was and planted all kinds of trees, but mainly orange trees. Okay, wait. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start reviewing all the information we have on how this part of California became Orange County. Who's first?
I'll go first. I know the first explorers came here from Spain, but they had been told that California was an island.
So after they explored the land, they realized the information was all wrong, and it was a large body of land. Then they decided to claim this land for Spain. I know this part. In 1769, the King of Spain sent Captain George to explore California. He and his men arrived where San Diego is now. They traveled north.
The explorers named the first campsite Trujillo, which is the Spanish name for musket. They made friends with the Gabrielino Indians and decided to stay.
The Indians and explorers started trading with each other. The explorers traded blankets, axes, and other weapons. The Indians traded their coil baskets and utensils. That's when Disneyland was built!
No, not yet. The King of Spain wanted to make sure he kept control of California, so he sent over Catholic priests to build missions around the whole state.
Today, we have 20 missions in California, and the 7th mission was built here. Mexico. They were divided into 16 smaller ranchos in Orange County.
There was a man named Don Jose Andre de Sepulveda who was also given many acres of land and named it Rancho San Joaquin. This land will later become a part of Irvine. I remember Sepulveda. He was known for throwing big parties called fiestas. Many of his fiestas would last for days. In fact, when one of his daughters got married, the wedding lasted for 45 days.
The Indians were told to free the land and work on the mission. The people who worked on ranches were called ranchers and cowboys.
The rancheros worked very hard building homes and raising cattle. The cowboys started branding their cattle to see which cows were owned by each rancho. The cows' hides and horns were very valuable.
In 1848, California became the territory of the United States as a result of a war fought between Mexico and the United States.
This was when gold was discovered in Northern California. Many of the ranchers and cowboys headed north with their cattle to get rich by mining for gold. Just looking for the gold, just looking for the gold. Came to California, just looking for the gold, just looking for the gold, just looking for the gold. Came to California, just looking for the gold.
Well, the rancheros who didn't want to stay in Northern California gold country decided to farm land in Southern California. They found out the same thing their fathers learned, that you could grow lots of produce in this land. They planted peppers, celery, corn, lima beans, and potatoes.
Wait! I thought they planted orange trees in Orange County. Just a minute. They also planted barley, sugar, wheat, and berries.
They planted all kinds of trees: avocado, lemon, olive, walnut, and of course mostly orange trees. This was when the county was named Orange County.
Hooray! That's when Disneyland was built!
No, not yet. The West was becoming very popular as people heard how the land was so good for agriculture.
Old Orange County had many farms, E-I-E-I-O. And on those farms they had oranges, E-I-E-I-O. With an orange grove here and an orange grove there, an orange everywhere, an orange grove. Old Orange County had many farms, E-I-E-I-O.
Soon, people from all walks of life came to California. There was a potato crop failure in Ireland. James Irvine left Ireland in 1846 and owned a dollar in his pocket. He first came to New York and worked in a paper mill. James Irvine came to California during the gold rush in 1848 and settled in San Francisco.
He was very successful there. He opened a store called Irvine and Company and sold goods to the miners.
With the profits from the store in San Francisco, he, along with 3 partners, Bixby and the Lent brothers, purchased
Another city by the coast was named Laguna, and the government gave the land to a community of artists.
A Presbyterian minister named Reverend Weber bought a piece of land and named it West